Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear today. This is our final show of the year. I want to right now wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a great holiday season. We're going to get started. We've got a guest here. Travis is here. We've got a lot to cover. So let's get into our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Christmas Day is going to be cool, so we know that for sure. Today we're looking at a high of 74, a low of 60. Water temperature is 63. It's going up 3 degrees from 60. River readings, the Apalachicola Bluntstown is at a 3.2, a little steady drop, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is at a 5.2, and Sandhill Seafood sponsors our river readings every day. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tides today now, good tides today and tomorrow and into Saturday if you want to do some fishing, on into Sunday. It's going to be a low at 9:30 and a high at 10:48. Marine forecast, not bad, a little bit of south-southeast at about 5 to 10, which is a prevailing wind. Let's go into our fishing game times and get that done, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. 2:48 this morning until 4:48. This afternoon, 3:12 to 5:12, and that's going to go with that incoming tide and a lot of activity. And now the good thing about today, starting today on Friday, days are getting a little bit longer. We had our shortest day of the year last year, so now you can tell your wife, 100 days are getting longer, I need to go outdoors. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and look who's here, Officer Travis Bassford.
Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you. Glad you could make it now. I know you have a little sick baby and all, but she's doing a lot better.
Yeah, had a little schedule change. She's doing a lot better. So we've had a couple long nights with Isabella. She's getting better, though.
Getting better. She's getting ready for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
All right, look, we've got a lot to go over. We're going to start with this picture here. We always show them picture, but this is a special one because this is Travis. Check this out with this big buck.
Finally got to go hunting.
All right, tell us this story now. There's got to be a story there.
I'll give you a quick story on it. That deer, we've had him on camera for a while now. He's kind of like a little lopsided 9, but an old deer, old mature buck. Mm-hmm. And I got to go, I guess it's been a Monday ago when we had that hard freeze up north of 10. Mm-hmm. And anytime we've got a good hard freeze with a heavy frost and a light north winds, it's perfect conditions to go up at our place, and I think anywhere. So got in there early. Actually got in there and started getting situated right at daylight, and unzipped my jacket, and I looked, and a deer jumped off, and I'd spooked a buck getting in, you know. So I got settled down, and shortly after that, he come out perfect. Actually came up to about 40 yards and stopped for me, and I was able to put a good shot on him. So
that was like a textbook case right there.
I'm telling you, it was awesome.
What kind of gun were you shooting?
30-06.
Oh yeah,
rifle
that's
season.
That's what I have. That's some good deer meat right there.
I was proud to get him. Yes,
Congratulations.
Sir. Thank you.
All right, now we got a lot of stuff to do. Like I said, we got questions. Y'all are so good about sending questions in for Travis, and one of the questions was about fox.
Yes.
Are fox illegal to take? And this is sort of a gray area, but go ahead and let's go over this.
Sure. Yeah, that it is can be a little bit of a gray area. Usually, in fox, no, you cannot take them in the state of Florida. Let's start off with that. They're illegal to take. But most of our fur bears or fish, wildlife, anything that you can't take, usually it says in the rule you cannot take them, you cannot possess them, you cannot attempt to take, and it goes over different things. Fox is a little different because it's actually legal to chase fox with dogs year-round, okay? So that's one thing that's kind of different on a lot of our other things where you can't do it, because our take rule usually says take, attempt to take, pursue, molest, trap, and it goes over a lot of things. So it's legal to chase them. I know people probably heard that a lot. People sometimes, that's all they like to do, is they like to run foxes with dogs.
That's right.
And there's groups that like to do that. So they didn't want to restrict that. So that is legal, but you can't take them. You can't kill them.
Right.
Okay. You can't shoot them or trap them or anything like that. And there's also an exception to that as far as if it's a roadkill fox. A lot of people like to have mounts. And even FWC, we have these wildlife display trailers. And we've got a picture here of Officer Dennis Palmer. Actually, he picked up a roadkill fox, brought it to one of our biologists, and then they used it for the display trailer. Okay, nothing wrong with that. So that's the deal on fox. You can't take them, but if for some reason for taxidermy, if you wanted to get one mounted and you found a fresh roadkill, you could do that without a permit.
Okay, very good. Glad we got that clarified. So that's good information there. There, another viewer sent in, and actually sent in a picture. His question was, what can we do? This is Cedar Creek. It's a little fuzzy and all, but these ducks, some of these duck hunters, and not all of them, there's a handful of them just leave a lot of trash and all, like empty shotgun shells. And I'm going to zoom in. See all? Yeah, you can see them now when I blow it up.
I see them red.
And he said about 30 or 40 empty shotgun shells. Now, really, this is really, to me, not a law enforcement issue. This is just common sense and just, you know, this outdoorsmen don't litter the outdoors. It's as simple as that. But if there is a legal aspect, I guess it would be
littering less than 15 pounds.
You don't need to have to fool. You shouldn't even have to fool with it.
Right. It is kind
aggravating.
of you would think common sense or common courtesy as an outdoorsman to pick up your shells or your empties, and that's what we want to encourage people to do. It doesn't look like they picked up too many there. So.
No. I mean, that's, you know, we shouldn't even have to bring that up. But you know, I'm glad you're sending in, and I'm glad. And we need to, if somebody's doing that, you pick up your trash, man. And that, you know, Mike, well, all kind of different people go pick up trash, and apparatus go to forest and all that from people. So anyway, so we got that squared away. Don't litter. Don't litter.
Exactly. Okay. But good questions. Good questions on both of them. That fox one and yeah, they need to pick up their shells, and they would be littering. So good deal.
You got. Let's see. We got why don't we go ahead? We got a lot of stuff to do, but let's go ahead and take a quicker break, and then we'll have a longer period. But we got to draw. This is our Friday before Christmas, and I'm gonna let you draw. This is gonna be, just draw one name out there, Travis. Right. This will be Sandhill Seafood, a free seafood buffet, and that's gonna be Billy Goodson Jr. from up there in Sneed. So Billy, sometime during the Christmas holiday or whatever, come and get your free seafood platter. Okay.
Congratulations.
That's cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Sandhill Seafood. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Now, welcome back. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning before Christmas. And I know everybody's excited. Are y'all all ready about it?
I think we got our shopping done, and we can't wait for Isabella to get in there Christmas morning and other presents. It's going to be fun.
That's cool. We've got a lot more stuff. Let's get started.
We got plenty. Before we went on break, we talked about that fox picture, and that was Officer Dennis Palmer. I just wanted to show y'all. It's a beautiful male fox here, and he picked this up off of like 231-20 area.
Yeah.
And that was one I was talking about that he took to the biologist. They got it mounted for the wildlife display trailer. That way, when they go to outreach events, kids and stuff like that can see all the different animals.
That's cool.
So a pretty cool picture there with Dennis and that fox.
Okay.
But we're just right in the middle of, you're talking about duck hunting, deer hunting. We got small game, pretty much everything going on. General gun season, open back up. It's going to run through February 18th. And then duck season is going to be all the way through January 28th. So had some cold weather. We're going to get some more cold weather, I think, around Christmas. I heard about some good duck shoots so far. What I want to talk about, I know last time on the show we talked about antlerless deer permits or doe tags. Wanted to go over real quick. We've got 2 more doe days this year. It's going to be the 30th and 31st, and that's for both of our management units. That's D1 and D2. And they try to do that between Christmas and New Year's. That way most people are off and they can take advantage of that season. I had a question the other day on this, and I wanted to clear this up. So when it's doe day or antlerless deer day, you know, our legal bag limit here in the state of Florida is 2 deer per day, 2 antlered deer per day. Does that mean you could take 2 antlerless deer on doe day? Okay, the answer is no. When it's an antlerless deer day, you can still have 2 deer, only 1 can be antlerless.
Okay.
So you could have a doe and a buck, or you could still have 2 bucks. So I had that question the other day, and I wanted to clear that up. Because they're like, hey, it's 2 deer, why can't we kill 2? Well, they want you to take antlerless, but only 1 per day on the doe days. So I want to go over that. Another thing, too, on deer real quick. Remember, if you're less than 16 years old, the antler restrictions do not apply. You know, we have 2 points or more and south of 10, 3 points or more on one side north of 10. So if you're under 16, it's still the old 5-inch rule. However, we had a call the other day where it was actually one of our Bay County officers was involved in a case to where a person under 16 took a deer, and it was just over 5 inches, which was legal. Okay. Problem is that the person shot it with a .22, and you can't use rimfire stuff to take deer or bear. Okay, it's got to be center fire, shotgun, muzzleloader, crossbow, or bow. Yeah. So there was still a violation there, even though the antler thing was okay. So remember that. But I just wanted to go over that because let people remember we don't want to restrict the youth from being able to take deer, so that's why they put that in there. We just had a commission meeting in Gainesville. We had a lot of stuff. I know you covered scallops, but they did have a big final rule go through on Gulf cobia. We talked about earlier this year the Gulf cobia workshops. I attended one here in Panama City. There was a lot of concern the past few years about the cobia population declining. Everybody had their different reasons why they thought. The biologists went up there and gave their information why this was happening. And because of the public input and kind of outcry at these workshops, they made some changes here to the cobia rule. It was voted on, so it will be in place for our next spring cobia season here in the Panhandle.
Okay.
The size limit, a lot of people wanted that to go up. That is going to remain the same at 33 inches. Okay, but the big change is going to be from 2 cobia to 1 cobia per person on your bag limit for commercial. Okay, recreational has always been 1. Commercial, you could have 2 per person. That's going down to 1 commercial, so it's the same, one per person. And then the vessel limit, okay, that's going to change from 6 per vessel to 2 per vessel. Okay, that's a big change.
That is a big change, yeah.
And what they're trying to do is just because of basically these workshops and enough public input, because the biological data showed, hey, we still had a good fishery, but there were so many people, and I'd seen it myself out there.
That's interesting. The scientists came on and said there was still a good, healthy population, basically.
That's what the data showed.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And but then with the public input, they said, hey, we're going to make this change. So that's a big rule for cobia fishermen out there.
Very good, very good.
Yep.
That's interesting.
And moving on along, do you want to take a break or you want to?
Let's keep going. We got a few more minutes.
Good deal. Another thing they voted on that's going to affect our fishery here, we're talking about saltwater fishing in December, which we usually don't do, but this is big stuff too. Greater amberjack, okay? Greater amberjack and triggerfish, they've always, for the past several years, they've had the same closure in the summertime, and they're trying to protect those fish during that time. We had amberjack go up from 30 to 34 inches over the past year, and now what they're going to do is just modify the greater amberjack season a little bit. I'm going to go over those dates. This was also something that they brought up here at the December 5th through 7th Commission meeting in Gainesville. Okay, so instead of just having that closure in the summertime, usually it was around June, July, August for amberjack and trigger, the seasons are going to be May 1st through the 30th, and then August 1st through October 31st. Okay, so that's going to be your seasons when you can take amberjack now. It's not going to be a year-round thing with the closure in the summer. And this is Gulf State waters. This is getting consistent with a federal change. Okay, so we're trying to keep it the same. And the closure will be from November 1st through April 30th. Okay. And then keeping that summer closure of June 1st through July 31st. Okay. Okay. Right. So that's going to change on amberjack. And then one more thing while we're talking about saltwater fisheries. Triggerfish has been a big thing the past year. I know growing up, a lot of people looked at them and they didn't really think much about them, but we had the closure, the early closure. They're going to reopen March 1st, okay, in state waters. And it's also going to be, instead of 2 fish per person, it's going to go down to 1 fish, and then the size limit's going to go up. This is also trying to get consistent with some federal changes to try to keep that the same. For the most part, if you look at our Gulf reef fishery, most of our state rules and regulations are consistent with the federal rules and regulations, with the exception of red snapper. Red snapper. That's kind of where the state has broke away and had a lot longer season than the federal season. So big news there for saltwater fisheries. So on triggerfish, it's going to go from 2 to 1, or 2 to 1 fish, and then instead of 14, going to go to 15. 15. Okay. It's a big triggerfish. That's a change right there. Yep. And on red snapper, that's just going to be a developing case as we go along. That will. They brought it up, but again, it's going to be like always. We kind of wait and see as it gets closer, and then we'll have those. I'm going to be here on Friday morning, probably next June or something, or May. So tomorrow morning is going to open. There you go. I know that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, but I appreciate you staying on top of that. I appreciate FWC, all the biologists, and all the fishermen and outdoorsmen that go to these meetings, all the input. Everybody's trying to work together for the same common goal. Really. Absolutely. And that's good. That's interesting, though, on the cobia, where the scientists say there's a healthy population, and the guides and the fishermen saying there's not. So that's interesting. Usually the other way around. Usually the other way around, or they're kind of on the same page, and you're right. So, but they went ahead and made the rule change. So. That's cool. Yeah. All right, well, let's give some stuff away now. Tarpon Dog Seafood. I was down there the other day. By the way, they got
We got 6 boats coming in the day after Christmas with some fresh grouper and everything. I'm going to go down there and get some fresh grouper Tuesday morning. They're going to have a boat coming in. I feel sorry for the fishermen having to work on Christmas, but they make good money. Okay, Tarpon Dock, this is going to be a $20 gift certificate. So draw one name out of there.
They've got good fish down there.
All right.
Let's see here.
All right, who's that going to be?
Why don't you read it?
Sammy Sowell from West Bay, the Sowell family. Some original, that family right there was the original settlers of West Bay, and they're in the book and all. Sammy, congratulations. All right,
Awesome.
That's cool. Now this is going to be for the big red snapper. Somebody's going to have a big red snapper for Christmas. This is our last drawing of the year, right here.
So instead of turkey, they'll be eating fish, huh?
That's right.
Here
That's
we
going to
go.
be Angelia Verga, okay? Angelia Verga.
Out of
And from
Panama
Panama
City.
City. So we got Sneeds, West Bay, and Panama City, the winners. Now, listen, about what I'm thinking of, we're going to, each year now we're going to throw these names out. By the way, all this big old stack here, all these people won this year.
Wow.
And if you didn't win, good luck next year. But we're going to ask you to send your name back in starting in January. Maybe that first week in January I'll draw out of here again. But we got to put new names in here. Also, I'm going to give away another safety harness. Okay, these are really, you know about safety harnesses.
I've been to hunting accidents, and those right there would have prevented a lot of them. Yes, sir.
And we gave one away last week. We'll give one away today after the show. The first person to call me, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Now, don't call till I get off the show, but I promise you this phone's just going to blow up. And whoever the first one to talk to, I'll give it away to. And I'm sorry I don't have more. I got maybe. Anyway, we're going to give this one away today.
That'd be a good Christmas present for somebody.
Yeah, that's true. That's really nice, and they'll appreciate it. I got a lot of calls last time. I wish I had a lot more to give away, but even if you don't get one, maybe get one for Christmas. We're going to take a final break and come back with a case of the month and the famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Our final segment here this year with Travis, and we're going to let's get a case of the month. Okay,
last one of the year.
Okay.
All right, so we had a lot of good cases made over the past month.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know I've been talking a lot about hunting and a lot of good night hunting cases we've had made. This one's a little different, and just to let you know, you're about to get into the fishing forecast. It's still going on. And I want to recognize Officer Matt Cushing, Captain Matt Cushing, and Officer Matt Land. They're on the offshore patrol vessel, the Fincat. That's out of Pensacola. It's a big catamaran. It's part of the offshore vessel program that we have. They were about 30 miles south of Perdido Key over there, and they approached a large charter vessel. And as soon as they started approaching, stuff started flying off. They're throwing stuff in the water, and that's usually a good sign that not only are they trying to get rid of contraband or some illegal fish, but they're guilty, and they know they're guilty. So they got up to them, they did an inspection, and on board they located a freshly cooked gray triggerfish, freshly cooked red snapper fillets, which are both closed season right now, as well as some whole gray triggerfish in the cooler freezer area, and then 2 big old gallon Ziploc bags of red snapper fillets, which is also closed right now. So then once they did a further inspection, they found that the captain did not have a valid charter fishing permit as well. The federal permit, to be out there in federal waters. So good case by Matt Cushing, Matt Land, over there off Pensacola. And like I said, that fishing stuff's still going on, even though it's middle of winter.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that. All right. Yep. Thank you, Travis. Quickly on our famous Friday fishing forecast, I'm just basically I'm going to hunt some during the holidays. But I'm also going to fish. I decided today on the forecast I'm going to show you where I'm going to go. You can follow me if you want to and all, but everybody has their favorite fishing spots. I will fish West Bay this Christmas holidays, okay? The West Bay area, between Crooked Creek and Burnt Mill Creek at West Bay Point. I will fish North Bay, mainly off my dock, which is real easy, but that's a lot of, we always catch trout there, okay? I'm also going to fish, I'm going to surf fish down here at Cape San Blas for whiting. I will definitely do those, and if I have time, I'm going over to East Bay and fish close to Sandy Creek. So if that tells you something right there as far as where to fish, I will. You were telling about one of your retired officers that's had a really good December. Tell us what happened.
He has. He texted me the other day. I think it was about the same day I got that deer, or the day after. It was a cold day, and he said, hey, I had a unique bay slam today, which we know our normal bay slam. He had a legal trout, legal redfish, and a legal flounder in the month of December. Which is kind of rare. And then he said he also caught a red snapper. So over there, and he said he was fishing East Bay and had a real good day. So he's been doing real good on trout. I've been seeing some good catches of trout. When we had that cold snap, they were catching them up at the Deer Point Dam.
Well,
when it warmed up, that shut down. But you know that the lake will be down all the way through February, I believe.
Okay.
And so when that water's coming out, and if we get and it gets cold, they usually stack in there.
I want to reemphasize what Travis just said. When that cold weather comes, you can hit the bridges around East Point, over in Choctawhatchee Bay, Deer Point down, but those trout are going to be moving up into there.
They will, and then the creeks too. You talked about Burnt Mill and Sandy; those are always good spots. You know.
And also, you know, don't forget the pass and all. They're going to be fish caught. Some redfish going to be caught in the pass there and all.
Those bull reds will be there for sure. Cook's Bayou, I went over there the other day. They seem to still be working on that bridge, so I think it might have it a little boogered up.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because
that is a popular spot too.
Cook's Bayou is very popular and all. And Crooked Island Sound, it'll be popular during the holidays.
It will.
I know Mexico Beach down there, a lot of folks going to be surf fishing. Now, you don't necessarily have a boat. You can go surf fishing, you can go out on a boat. I mean, you can go out on the end of the dock, the city piers.
Absolutely.
And like I say, you see what they call it in December. When you get a Grand Slam in December, that's pretty good.
That's really good. And one more thing, too, I've been up there. I live up close to Deer Point, and even though it's down, the hardcore spec guys have been going out and catching some crappie in their holes.
Yes.
So that's still going on. You got to really know what you're doing there, but they've been catching some.
All up in Lake Talquin, Lake Seminole, good crappie fishing and catfishing on the river. It's all going to be good during the holidays. We're going to have to wrap things up. Travis, as always, we appreciate you coming on.
Always enjoy it. Always a pleasure.
And you have a great Christmas. And I want to take a moment to wish all of y'all, first of all, I want to thank y'all this year for the viewership. Y'all just been so loyal, and I want to thank our sponsors. I got to go by and see all of them. Actually, I always pay a Christmas visit to our sponsors, and they're very thankful of the business that y'all come in and give them. Here at Fox 28, they've been good to us. Jeff Peck is here every day, and we just have our family here at Panhandle Outdoors. We're thanking you and your family for being part of our program. And now as we come on Christmas season, I just want to again wish y'all, remember the reason for the season, the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and always remember that. But you know, take time to spend time with family. Those kids are growing, right? They're growing.
Oh my gosh.
Spend time with your friends. Go by and just relax and take some time for yourself. Just relax and enjoy the great outdoors. So we again want to thank y'all for a great year and watch all these highlights during between Christmas and New Year's of the great shows we have. Merry Christmas and God bless you.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.